We are thrilled he took time out of his busy schedule running the country to be our first guest today. Please welcome the Prime Minister of Canada, the Right Honourable Justin Trudeau.
My pleasure. My
How are you?
Great to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Welcome.
coming.
Great to be here. Hey, everyone!
Welcome to our show.
Thank
it's an
you.
honor to have you here. How does your wife feel about you being named the sexiest politician alive?
See, my wife's the one who doesn't believe it. She's like, really? Yeah, she knows what I look like when I get up in the morning, and
Is it so different than this?
a little messier.
Messier.
It's funny because as I was talking with Canadians here since we've been in town and they knew you were coming on, they kept asking me, was I going to take off my shirt? And I said, absolutely not. But they said, this is something that you've been caught doing every once in a while yourself. Come on, what's the story here, sir?
Well, if I am out on a hot day, minding my own business with my family, I have been known to wear a bathing suit from time to time at the lake. I mean, like, it's
They approve.
no big deal.
It is awfully hot right now, don't you think? Under these lights?
Yeah, no, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
He's got a tattoo. We might need to see it.
But the voters.
This is your public.
So your father was the prime minister before you. He served from 1968 to 79, and then from 80 to 84. What was your childhood like?
First 13 years of my life was being the Prime Minister's kid, which allowed me to travel right across the country, meet so many people, travel around the world as well. I was really lucky as a kid, and my parents made sure that I knew that I was really lucky as a kid, and therefore not let sort of me think that I was better than my classmates in public school or wherever. Just understand that it's a different situation. But if I was lucky, I needed to make sure that I was doing something with the opportunities I got in my life, which is why I chose to become a teacher.
Wow.
And you've got 3 kids of your own.
Yes.
I understand you brought your youngest to work recently.
I try to involve them in my life. If it's a political campaign, they often come along, but they see me away an awful lot. So when I can bring them to the office, they get a kick out of it.
Do you secretly want one of them to become the next prime minister?
Definitely not. My father would have given the same answer, especially because for me, a huge piece of becoming the person I am was knowing who I was and not trying to feel like I had to live up to my father's extraordinary example. And it was by taking a completely different path that I finally got to an honest place of realizing, oh, I actually might be good at being a politician. And it wasn't a sense of duty, and it just turns out that it's me.
If you had to predict, let's just say, if you had to predict and say one of my 3 kids will be prime minister, which one would you put your money on?
This is going to get you in trouble.
Not a
No way to
chance.
win that one.
I will say, I have one daughter, and there is something very special about imagining a woman prime minister. I think it's long overdue. I just don't think we have to wait that long. I think it should be sooner than that.
Kelly was talking about Star Wars and being a fan. You're a diehard Star Wars fan as well, right?
Big time, big time.
I love that when you met, was it the Irish Prime Minister?
Irish Prime Minister,
You were wearing, it was the May the 4th be with you. It was May 4th, which we celebrate in our house like it's almost the same as
Look at those
Christmas
socks.
Eve. Yes,
Christmas is almost as good as May the 4th.
It's almost as good. And so you had Star Wars socks on. Can you believe how that went everywhere? That picture went everywhere.
Now the thing is that, I'm not a formal type of guy. I much prefer jeans and a t-shirt. But now that I'm the prime minister, they make me dress up with like a suit and tie all the time. I had to get my hair cut, the whole thing. But the socks are the one way that I can sort of, express myself a little bit. And I have someone, actually one of my caucus mates gave me, one of our MPs gave me, from a trip to Vegas she took, mismatched Star Wars socks. And I said, okay, I'm wearing R2-D2 and C-3PO, which my my son, the 3-year-old Hadrian, who you saw, says, "Daddy, those socks don't match." I said, "Oh, yes, they do. 3PO and D2 go together all the time."
We have a little gift for you. It's not quite as good, but the next time you meet the Prime Minister of Ireland, maybe you will wear these socks.
We thought we'd play a little part in your fashion.
Oh, dear.
Don't know if they'll match your underwear, but...
Dear.
Yeah. We'll be right back. More of the Prime Minister after this.